In the silent void of interstellar space, the expedition vessel Oceanus floated like a speck of dust among the stars. Inside, a team of scientists, engineers, and explorers prepared for humanity's most ambitious venture yet, the establishment of the first permanent colony on an alien world. This wasn't just any planet, but a water world named Nyx, discovered a century ago and hailed as a potential cradle for new beginnings. Nyx's surface was an endless expanse of azure, its ocean stretching unbroken under a shrouded atmosphere. Early probes revealed it teemed with microbial life and exotic bioluminescent creatures, suggesting it might one day sustain human life. What lay beneath its waves, however, was a mystery the crew of the Oceanus were determined to unravel. Commander Elena Morales stood on the bridge, gazing at the holographic display of Nyx rotating slowly before her. She was a seasoned explorer, known for her calm demeanor under pressure. Yet, even she felt a tremor of unease. This mission was historic but fraught with unknowns. "Begin descent preparations," she ordered, her voice steady. The descent was harrowing. Nyx's turbulent atmosphere resisted their entry, its storms clawing at the ship like living entities. The crew held their breaths as Oceanus pierced through the clouds and emerged into a dazzling world of light and water. The ship hovered above the surface, its sensors mapping the environment. The waves glimmered with an iridescent glow, hints of bioluminescent organisms illuminating the deep. Their landing platform, a massive floating habitat called Nautilus, was deployed with precision. It unfurled like a mechanical flower, stabilizing itself on Nyx's restless waters. The Nautilus was equipped with laboratories, living quarters, and submersibles designed for deep-sea exploration. It would be their home for years to come. As the crew settled into their new environment, the enormity of their mission began to sink in. Biologist Dr. Amina Patel marveled at the water samples she collected, which shimmered with particles of unknown origin. Engineer Kai Tanaka oversaw the submersible's preparation, ensuring they were ready for the planet's crushing depths. Meanwhile, communications specialist Ravi Mehta maintained contact with Earth, relaying their progress to a captivated audience. The first expedition into the depths was led by Dr. Patel, Tanaka, and Morales. Their submersible, Abyssal Explorer, descended into the unknown, its lights cutting through the darkness. They encountered creatures that defied imagination, gelatinous beings that pulsed with light, serpentine forms that moved like shadows, and massive leviathans that glided silently past, indifferent to their presence. But it wasn't just the alien life that captivated them. They discovered colossal structures on the ocean floor, their geometric precision suggesting artificial origins. Morales' voice was hushed as she reported back to the Nautilus. "We may not be alone here." The structures were ancient and partially eroded, encrusted with marine life. The team hypothesized they belonged to an extinct civilization, perhaps native to Nyx or visitors like themselves. As they explored further, they found carvings that resembled star maps and symbols that hinted at a story of migration and survival. Their discoveries raised more questions than answers. Who built these structures? What happened to them? And what role did the ocean play in their fate? The crew's excitement was tempered by a growing sense of caution. They were intruding into a world that had its own history and mysteries. As weeks turned into months, life on the Nautilus became a rhythm of exploration and adaptation. The crew celebrated small victories, like growing the first terrestrial crops in hydroponic pods and establishing a stable power supply harnessing the ocean's currents. They also faced challenges, from equipment failures to the psychological toll of isolation. Morales ensured regular check-ins and team-building activities to maintain morale. One day, during a routine dive, Patel and Tanaka encountered an anomaly, a massive whirlpool that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The whirlpool's core shimmered with an otherworldly light, and its pull was irresistible. Despite their efforts to steer clear, their submersible was drawn in. Just as they feared they'd be lost, they emerged in a cavernous underwater chamber, illuminated by glowing crystals. The chamber contained relics of the ancient civilization, tools, sculptures, and remnants of a language etched into the walls. Patel's excitement was palpable. "This could be the key to understanding this planet's past," she said, recording every detail. Their discovery led to a breakthrough. By studying the relics, the crew began to piece together the story of Nyx's ancient inhabitants. They were a technologically advanced species that thrived in harmony with the ocean, but a cataclysmic event forced them to abandon their home. The carvings hinted at a migration to the stars, suggesting they might still exist somewhere in the galaxy. As the crew celebrated their findings, they couldn't ignore the signs of increasing instability on Nyx. The whirlpools were becoming more frequent and violent, and strange vibrations rippled through the ocean. Patel theorized that the planet's core was undergoing a transformation, potentially linked to the ancient civilization's departure. Morales called for a meeting. "We came here to establish a colony, but we may need to rethink our plans. If this planet is becoming unstable, we need to ensure our safety and preserve what we've learned." The crew worked tirelessly to adapt their plans. They focused on creating a secure archive of their discoveries, transmitting data to Earth, and preparing for a possible evacuation. Yet, they also held onto hope that they could coexist with the planet's changes. In the final weeks of their mission, the crew experienced an event that would change them forever. During a storm, a massive bioluminescent creature emerged from the depths. It was unlike anything they'd seen, its translucent form pulsating with light, and its movements graceful yet powerful. The creature seemed aware of their presence, observing them with an intelligence that left them awestruck. Patel reached out a robotic arm, offering a sample of organic material. The creature responded by emitting a series of light pulses, a pattern that repeated like a message. Patel's voice trembled with wonder. "It's trying to communicate." The crew spent days deciphering the patterns, eventually realizing they were a form of mathematical language. The creature's message was a warning and an invitation. It revealed that the planet's transformation was part of a natural cycle, one that would render the surface uninhabitable but might also unlock new possibilities for life in the depths. The creature seemed to offer guidance, as if welcoming them into a greater understanding of the universe. Faced with this revelation, Morales made a decision. "We'll stay as long as we can. This mission was never just about survival. It was about discovery, about expanding the horizons of humanity. We'll honor this planet's cycle and learn all we can." The crew of the Oceanus became part of Nyx's story, their presence a fleeting chapter in the planet's vast history. They transmitted their discoveries to Earth, inspiring generations to come, and left behind a legacy of courage and curiosity. As the ocean embraced them, they found not just a colony, but a connection to the cosmos that would endure.